Welcome to one of the first Plus Online leveling guides. This guide has for objective to provide you with general advice for leveling and some quality of life tips to ease up the process of your first character leveling. I will also provide you with tips and suggestions for different leveling strategies later on this guide. In the first place, here's a few tips reminder. 1. After level 15 it is possible to acquire a pet. Try and get a couple as fast as possible since you might be lucky and get an experience bonus pet. 2. At level 10 you receive a mount, but it's possible to get many, so it's easier to switch between them when they're low on energy. 3. After level 30, faction versus faction PvP is enabled in all zones. You can buy dope for 5 silver to be protected for any player damage for 10 minutes. You can stack him as well. 4. Complete as many monster books as possible while leveling. The rewards will be used later on to upgrade your weapon and equipment. I will talk more about those later on. They become available as you unlock new region through main quest line. Therefore, you should push the main quest line when you want to change zone and access higher mob for books. 5. The wyverns are unlocked after reaching a new zone with the main quest line. 6. You might be denied from entering a dungeon due to a gear score restriction. It's possible to increase it easily. You can buy green gear from the equipment vendor in any area. At level 1, yes, you can buy a full green set at level 1 if you have the silvers for it. Then they're available at those levels 5, 12, 20, 30, 37, and 45. It's possible to get the different level piece of equipment, but those aren't available in the equipment shop. 7. Blue weapon can be acquired as a reward after an elite monster kill, but they don't come often. It's better to buy them from the market as most are selling within 1 gold range. On top of that, it's your biggest gear score increase. 8. Always join a party of 5 players to get the best buff. They don't have to be your friends, guild members, or anything. 9. Use the blacksmith to repair gear. It doesn't matter if it breaks down, you'll replace it before it becomes useless. Buy potion all the time. They're cheap and often they can keep you alive. They increase in size every 10 level, so make sure to change them. 11. Buy food. It's really cheap and in a matter of seconds your health is back at full. Any bread with 400% HP regeneration will do the job. On a side note, I never encountered a quest which was unable to complete. However, I did encounter very hard quests where I would literally get two-shotted. I would highly recommend you to do something else. Dungeons, monster books, side quests for 1 and 2 level and then you come back. Most of the time those quests become easier when you get a new skill that hits harder. There are also quests where you have to assist another NPC as the main quest. It means that you have to complete some side quest. Now that you're all hyped up, here's what you should do to level up. From level 1 to 13, you should follow the main quest line to kill mobs on your way. The storyline should provide you with enough experience to not have to do side quests or worried about anything. Once you reach level 12, you should approach the dungeon and start looking for an equipment vendor and pick up the full set. It will provide you with enough gear score to enter the first dungeon. It can be completed alone and is made to provide you good experience this way. However, paladins might have some issues since they haven't unlocked their mana regeneration buff yet. You can stay there from level 13 until 19. In any dungeon, you should focus on the leads. You enter only rooms which leads you to an elite, whether it's a side path or towards the boss. This guide purpose is to give you a general idea of how to level up, and it has no intent to be a quest guide or dungeon guide. I want to explain all the mechanics, but rather explain what can you do to increase your clear speed, therefore maximizing the experience and reducing the completion time. At this point, you're getting less experience from the dungeon. You have to move on. Anyway, you started enough quests to cruise for a while. Go back to the main quest until level 22. Make sure you grab all the gear you can from the vendor in between 20 and 22. Then you'll encounter the second dungeon by doing the quest. There's plenty of elites in the second dungeon, and a lot of people have trouble with the pirates, marked as number 2. If it's the case for you, you should consider skipping it. Actually, anything that you feel makes you go slower should be avoided, but the more you skip, the less EXP per hour you're getting. It's really important to make your run efficient. After running this dungeon for 3-4 hours, you're around level 30-32, depending on how much a grind got on your nerves. You can start picking up the main quest from where you left it, level 22. This is the last part from this guide. It is intended to be from level 32 to 45. It includes 3 parts. So part 1, questing. It gets tricky at this point. You can choose to push the main storyline quickly until level 37, which is totally fine. Or you can start right now to complete monster hunting books. That's what I suggest. Pace down a bit and start doing the monster books. Those will reward you with enchanting materials, which are important for the late game. I found it was better to not squeeze the storyline too early. It's a lot easier to pick up side quests and complete them on the go. It worked well for me, but you have to choose which side quests you pick, or you might just ending up going too far. Part 2, Elite Farming. If you don't really like questing and you prefer grinding over and over again, well, I have this technique right for you. You can sit on an elite and farm it over and over again. An elite gives between 1500 and 2000 experience. It depends on its level. They respawn every 1 minute and 30 seconds. You can as well farm them on both channel 1 and 2. The cooldown to change between those is 1 minute. If you're able to kill the elite in less than 30 seconds, you can farm both channels non-stop. Another thing you can do is to farm elites in a group of 2. However, you have to split the experiences in 2. Despite the loss of experience, you can more consistently tag the elite, which is mandatory to receive the kill reward. This will allow you to fight other group of people and get more PvP points faster. Part 3, Raid Farming. I'm providing info on the raid technique only for information purpose. It's hard to do it efficiently and it requires a lot of people. However, it's probably the fastest, easiest, and most reliable way of leveling up in Blast, if you can get a group up and running. How it works is that you make a group of 20 people in the raid format. You go in an area with a lot of monsters where the map is open or circular. This will allow you to redo it easily. You go through the area, then you come back in a different channel. Depends on you whether it started on channel 1 or 2. And then you come back on that different channel. It's important to do both part of the monster book, territory and then retry. They both give you the max reward. You could also path in a circle where the map allows it. Actually, all you have to do is to check out your faction chat when people announce a group starting soon. You join it and follow the instructions. A more detailed guide to running raid farming will come later on. Thanks a lot for watching this video. It was a pleasure for me to make it and I hope it helps tons of people. Please share it with your friends and it will immensely help them to progress. Make sure you subscribe to know when my next video comes out. I'm streaming on Twitch TV/Nastypeon 5 days a week between 4 PM and midnight East. Thanks you guys. I will see you next time.